Hello lords and ladies, welcome to Cartoon Hangout, your place for all things cartoon. A few nights ago I managed to catch the Tangled Before After movie that is going to be setting up the events of the television series. Keep in mind I haven't seen the first movie in years, and even then I had to have been doing something else while watching the movie because I don't remember much. Essentially the idea is that Disney has adapted yet another classic fairy tale, and Tangled was the result. And what little I remember was pretty good. It's not an awful movie by any standard, at least in my opinion. Although I'll be honest in saying that Flynn is easily the breakout character of the CGI movie, as he's more like a stand-in for a regular person than some character in a Disney movie. Fortunately, the movie focused equally on both, which is why the title of the movie was chosen to be Tangled and not Rapunzel, so that boys would flock to the movie as well. There's your fun fact for the day. This new 2D movie is set prior to the short Ever After and the two characters' wedding, and through some magical nonsense, Rapunzel is given her magic locks again. This move, in my personal opinion, seems less like an organic storytelling decision and one made with almost pure monetary gain as the reasoning. Of course, I can't confirm that, but it seems like more of a regression than progression on the part of Rapunzel. Spoilers, but it would be like if at the end of the Big Hero 6 movie, the dead brother was brought back to life. Then a sequel TV movie came along, set prior to an upcoming TV show, had him die again, and we had to deal with the main character dealing with his brother's death. Again. Not the perfect analogy, but my point is I don't see much use in restoring Rapunzel's hair as a storytelling device. Let me explain. We know Flynn and Rapunzel do get married. Even the narration at the beginning mentions this. The story of the film, and probably even the series itself, focuses on Rapunzel feeling trapped by the idea of marrying Flynn, settling down at the castle, and not being able to explore the world. A somewhat sympathetic position, even though because of what happens in the movie, I end up siding more with Flynn than her. But you don't really need to add the magical hair back into the equation to tell that story. You could easily have her go on adventures with her lady-in-waiting, Cassandra, who I have come to heavily dislike, without the hair. Bringing the hair back seemed like a lack of ideas on the writer's part. Sure, they could come up with a neat story arc for Rapunzel. They certainly have set up a mystery involving the weird crystals or spikes she saw in the movie, and I hope that goes somewhere and I'm proven wrong, but this just reeks of the writers not knowing how to write a Rapunzel sans her golden hair. You may ask why I came to dislike Cassandra. I dislike her mainly because she's annoying. She's mostly there to drive a wedge between Flynn and Rapunzel, or at the very least, act as a means of keeping the two apart, as she does frequently in the setup film. I'm not a fan of those types of characters, and she's honestly just written really obnoxiously. I'm not going so far as to say she's written poorly, but I don't like her inclusion in the story. I like her design, and that we're getting new characters, but maybe tone down her resentment of Flynn. The rest of the movie was fairly good. I quite liked the 2D art style even more than the original film CGI. There was a bit too much singing towards the beginning though. I like my musicals spread out through the film, not bunched up at the start. Now, I do plan to maybe talk about the series when it premieres, though I'll have to see if I want to review it on a weekly basis. The film gives me the impression there will be an ongoing story, but I worry the episodes will be less story-based and more adventure of the week. There's nothing wrong with that, but we're going to have at least 2 seasons of this, and I'm kind of looking for a little more. Anyway, those are my thoughts I had about Tangled Before Ever After. What do you think of it, and do you plan on watching the series premiere? Let me know down below, and make sure to sub to my new channel, Cartoon Hangout. Thanks for watching, and take care.